In Florence, a cathedral stands unfinished for generations. Its walls rise high, its marble shines. The city is proud of it. But above the center of the building, a huge empty space still remains. The people of Florence want a dome, not an ordinary roof. They want something that will show the power, wealth, and faith of their city. But the opening is enormous. And here is the great problem. To build such a dome, workers would normally need to build a massive wooden support structure beneath it. This structure would have to hold the stones and bricks until the dome became strong enough to stand by itself. But this would be expensive, difficult, and almost impossible to build. The cathedral waits for a solution that no one can give. Then, Filippo Brunelleschi appears. He is known as a goldsmith and sculptor, but soon people will remember him as the man who challenged gravity. He is proud. He has a difficult character. He does not like to reveal his methods. He sees possibility in the very thing that frightens others. Brunelleschi is shaped by a city that loves competition. Florence is not only a city of churches and merchants, it is a place where honor matters. Artists, builders, families, and guilds all want to leave their mark. Before the dome, Brunelleschi already knows the taste of defeat. In 1401, he takes part in a competition for the bronze doors of the baptistery in Florence. The task is to create a bronze relief of a biblical scene. The commission goes to Lorenzo Ghiberti. For a man like Brunelleschi, this loss is not small. It pushes him away from one path and toward another. He begins to study ancient Roman buildings. He observes structures that have survived for centuries. He is interested not only in beauty, but in the way things remain standing. How does weight move? How does stone resist collapse? The gap before him is not only architectural, it is personal too. If he fails, everyone will see it. The dome will crack, shift, or collapse above one of the proudest cities in Europe. Brunelleschi's name will be connected with disaster. But if he succeeds, Florence will not simply have a finished cathedral. It will have proof that the human mind is capable of extraordinary things. Brunelleschi enters the project with confidence, secrets, and enormous risk. He does not ask people simply to believe in a drawing. He asks them to believe in a method that many of them cannot understand. But how can a dome support itself while it is still being built? Imagine the dome as an upside-down bowl made of heavy bricks. When the bricks are placed above, they have weight, so the dome pushes downward, but because the dome is curved, the weight does not go only straight down. Part of the force moves sideways, toward the base. It is almost as if the dome is trying to push the walls outward. If the base is not strong enough, the dome can begin to force the walls apart. Then the structure can crack or open. When you press down on an arch, it does not only carry the weight downward, it also sends part of the pressure to both sides. During construction, there is another problem. While the mortar is still fresh, the bricks are not firmly locked in place. They can begin to slide down along the curve of the dome. Brunelleschi combines several ideas. First, the dome is built as two shells, an inner dome and an outer dome. This makes the structure lighter than one massive solid dome. There is space between the two shells. This also allows workers to move inside the structure itself. Second, the dome has strong ribs. These ribs act like strong stone supports inside the dome. They help guide the weight along clear lines down toward the base, instead of letting it press everywhere in a chaotic way. Third, the bricks are not placed only in simple horizontal rows. Brunelleschi uses a herringbone pattern. Simply said, this pattern helps the bricks lock into one another. It reduces the danger that the new brickwork will slide downward before the structure becomes stable. But Brunelleschi also needs machines. This is another problem. Materials must be lifted high above the ground. Heavy stones, bricks, beams, and tools must be raised again and again. Remember, the year is 1420. Modern construction cranes do not exist in Brunelleschi's world, but he does not rely only on old methods. He designs advanced hoisting machines using ropes, gears, and animal power. So heavy stone, timber, and building materials can be lifted higher, faster, and with greater control. The most important device is a large hoisting machine powered by oxen. The oxen walk in a circle on the ground. Their movement turns a large wooden system of shafts and gears. This system winds a rope around a drum. As the rope winds around the drum, the load rises toward the construction site. In this way, heavy bricks, stones, and tools can be lifted high above the ground. But the machine can also change direction. Normally, if you want to lower a load, you have to stop the animals, turn them around, or reset the system. In Brunelleschi's machine, the oxen can continue walking in the same direction, while the gears change the movement of the rope, either up or down. This saves time and effort. This is engineering before modern engines and computer models. Every day, the dome rises a little higher, and every day, the risk rises with it. Every brick must be placed exactly. Every mistake can cost a life. That is why Brunelleschi thinks not only about the dome, but also about the people working on it. The scaffolding has protective railings. Food and drink are brought up to the workers. Florence watches as the impossible begins to take shape, brick by brick. The enemy is gravity. But gravity is not the only enemy. Brunelleschi also has to fight human doubt. Some people do not understand his methods. Others look at his secrecy with suspicion. His relationship with Ghiberti adds even more tension. In 1420, Ghiberti is appointed alongside Brunelleschi as one of the leaders of the project. This is a problem for Brunelleschi because the idea and the technical solution are largely his, but the fame and the payment have to be shared. In 1436, the main dome is completed. It is the largest masonry vault in the world. The cathedral can finally be consecrated. Brunelleschi does not simply finish a church. He changes what builders believe is possible. He shows that some limits can be overcome when the human mind refuses to stop.